it's Miss Karen, the Young Adult Librarian at the Goshen Public Library, and welcome to our very first edition of 5 on Friday. Every Friday, I'll be bringing you 5 book recommendations based around a different theme. So this Friday, our very first 5 on Friday, are going to be fabulous first lines. So I'm going to share 5 books with you that I think have great first lines or first paragraphs. So the first book on my list is The Raft by S.A. Bodine. And the first line, or first paragraph, of The Raft goes something like this. The dude with the lime green mohawk and dark wooden plugs in his earlobes looked down at me. The long silver needle in his rubber-gloved hand pointed directly at my face. The Raft, which I will tell you a little bit more about, is a survival story. It is, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Roby is an experienced traveler. She's taken the flight from Honolulu to Midway Atoll, a group of Pacific islands where her parents lived many times. When she has to get to Midway in a hurry after a visit with her aunt in Hawaii, she gets on the next cargo flight at the last minute. She knows the pilot, but on this flight there's a new co-pilot named Max. All systems are go until a storm hits during the flight. The only passenger, Roby, doesn't panic until the engine suddenly cuts out and Max shouts at her to put on a life jacket, and she sees him struggle with a raft. And then she's in the water, fighting for her life. So The Raft is a survival story, not too long, excellent adventure, and I highly recommend it. And a very cool first line. So my next first line is from The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. Let's see what the fabulous first line of this book is. I'm going to go with the first paragraph for this one because the first paragraph is the best. Of all the places to have something memorable happen to you, Oakhurst, Indiana had to be one of the worst. Our town was too big for people to know everything about you, but just small enough for them to clench down on one defining moment like teeth clamped on prey. Won the spelling bee in 4th grade? You are dictionary girl forever. Laughed a little too hard in the 6th grade? You will still be the guy who peed his pants as you walked across the stage to receive your diploma. And I was the girl whose boyfriend drowned. That's the first paragraph of The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord, which is a realistic fiction, so I'll tell you a little bit more about it. It's never too late for a second chance. It's been 1 year since it happened when Paige Hancock's first boyfriend died in a swimming accident. After shutting out everyone except for her family and 3 best friends, Paige has decided it's time to rejoin the real world, and she has a plan. 1. Date a boy. Her old crush, Ryan Chase, is the perfect path to normalcy. 2. Attend parties. With her friends by her side. Doable. 3. Join a club. Simple. It's high school after all. 4. Travel. Well, a girl can dream. 5. Swim. Terrifying, yet possible. The new Paige feels ready for anything. But when Ryan's sweet, nerdy cousin Max moves to town and recruits Paige for the Quiz Bowl team, of all things, her perfect plan is thrown for a serious loop. Starting over isn't easy, but Paige knows the scariest things are usually the most difficult. Can she face her fears and finally open herself up to life and love again? So realistic, a little bit of romance, great first paragraph. Next, Heroin by Mindy McGinnis. The first line of Heroin will stick with you, I promise. When I wake up, all my friends are dead. And that is the first line of Heroin. So, let's see. Mickey Catalan's life has been littered with struggles, from the scars that tell of past injuries to her parents' divorce to the daily complexity of finding the right words to fit in socially. Mickey is no stranger to pain, emotional or physical. When a car crash sidelines her months before softball season, Mickey has to find a way to hold on to her spot as the catcher for a team expected to make a historic tournament run. Behind the plate is the only place she's ever felt comfortable, and the painkillers she's been prescribed can help her get back there. The pills do more than take away the pain. They make her feel good. With a new circle of friends, fellow injured athletes, others with just time to kill, Mickey finds peaceful acceptance and people with whom words come easily, even if it is just the pills loosening her tongue. But as the pressure to be Mickey Catalin heightens, her need increases and it becomes less about pain and more about want, something that could send her spiraling out of control. So Heroin by Minnie McGinnis is realistic fiction, a stark look at drugs and the dangers of taking them. So check that one out. My fourth book in 5 on Friday is Burn by Patrick Ness. Fantasy. Let's see. On a cold Sunday evening in early 1957, the very day, in fact, that Dwight David Eisenhower took the oath of office for the second time as President of the United States of America, Sarah Dewhurst waited with her father in the parking lot of the Chevron gas station for the dragon he'd hired to help on the farm. So, dragons. Definitely not realistic fiction. Let's see, Burn. January 1957, the Pacific Northwest. Sarah Dewhurst and her father, outcasts in their little town of Frome, Washington, are forced to hire a dragon to work their farm, something only the poorest of the poor ever have to resort to. Unfortunately, this has been Sarah's lot since the death of her beloved mother. The dragon, Casimir, has more to him than meets the eye, though. Sarah can't help but be curious about him, an animal who supposedly doesn't have a soul, but who is seemingly intent on keeping her safe from the brutal attentions of Deputy Sheriff Emmett Kelly. Because the dragon knows something she doesn't. He has arrived at the farm with a prophecy on his mind. A prophecy that involves a deadly assassin, a cult of dragon worshippers, 2 FBI agents in hot pursuit, and somehow Sarah Dewhurst herself. So, Burn, definitely a fun read. Fantasy, alternate history, all wrapped up into one. And dragons. Can't beat dragons, right? And my last 5 on Friday is an old favorite of mine, Noggin by John Corey Whaley. Definitely a first line that you will not be expecting. Listen, I was alive once and then I wasn't. Simple as that. Now I'm alive again. The in-between part is still a little fuzzy, but I can tell you that at some point or another, my head got chopped off and shoved into a freezer in Denver, Colorado. Noggin by John Corey Whaley is unexplainable. You just have to read it. So, let's see. 5 years later, my head was reattached to some other guy's body, and here I am. Despite all logic, I'm still 16, and everything and everyone around me has changed. That includes my bedroom, my parents, my best friend, and my girlfriend. Or maybe she's not my girlfriend anymore. That's a bit fuzzy too. I guess if the new me and the old me are ever going to find a way to exist together, then there are going to be a few more scars. Oh well, you only live twice. So Noggin by John Corey Whaley won the Prince, the author won the Prince Award, so he's an award-winning author. Really fun book. I know talking about chopping people's heads off doesn't sound like fun, but it is really a fun book. So I highly recommend it. It's a little older, but if you haven't read it, you should definitely check it out. So those books are my 5 on Friday. I'm going to go show you one more time. The Raft by S.A. Bodine. The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. Heroin by Mindy McGinnis. Burn by Patrick Ness. And Noggin by John Corey Whaley. So I hope that you'll check one of these out, or all of them, or some of them, or whatever sounds good. You can come into the library to check them out. Let me know that you're interested. Put them on hold in the catalog. Whatever works best for you. And I will be back next week with a brand new 5 on Friday with a different theme. And let me know if there's a theme that you want to see. 5 books about whatever. And I will find them and I will share them with you. So I will see you next week on Friday. Have a great week.